All right, so this is a continuation of the previous video, working through this example about interest. So we've talked about simple interest. We had these prices, compound interest, once per year. This is 12 times per year. Now we're going to compound it every single day. So that's going to be n equals 365 times per year. So after 5 years, you're going to have 1 plus 0.08 over 365 to 365 times 5. So the question is, how much more do we get because we're compounding it a lot every single day? So 365 in 5 years, but we got to compound it 365 times per year. 149176. 149176. So as you can see, we went from 1469 to 1489 to 1491. You see, it's kind of slowing down. Here we went from 21.7 to 24.2. Again, this isn't going to be as much as you wished it would be. 365 times 40. Let's put it in there for 40 years. We're just plugging it into the formula. Put it in for 40 years. 24,523. 24,523. As you can see, we're not, extra $200, $250, but over the course of 40 years, that's pretty minimal. So what if we compound it continuously? Now, to do continuously, we could, I don't recommend it, but you could put in like a really big number for n into this equation, and it's going to give you something very similar. But the formula simplifies to this right here, PERT. That's how we remember it. I should have said that before. PERT. P-E-R-T. So P-E-R-T. So for 5 years, it's just 1,000 e to the r times 5. And this is going to be the number that these are approaching as your n gets bigger and bigger. This is going to kind of be the last, that last step, if you will. 1,000 e to the 0.08 times 5. And as you can see, even at 365, we were within $1 of the value that this thing is approaching. So it wouldn't really do much more to compound it every hour or every minute or second or anything like that. 1491.82. Not much of an increase there, just a few cents. And same thing here. This isn't going to be anything magic. 0.08 times 40. Probably going to be an extra, what, $50 maybe? $20? Maybe not even that. Extra $9. 24,532. So, but that's what it means. That's what happens when you compound your money continuously rather than over a set period of time or over different intervals. So, definition for this last example here: if an investment earns compound interest, then the annual percentage yield, APY, is a simple interest rate that yields the same amount of money at the end of 1 year. So a lot of times whenever I go over these things, kids say, well, gosh, how do you know what your accounts do? Well, and I don't know. I'm not a finance guy, but I'm thinking that they don't actually, if you invest your money in a bank, they don't actually tell you that it's compounded 365 times per year, They could probably just give you the annual percentage yield. As long as you know the APY, you can compare apples to apples, right? Like if you only know these schedules, like you need to figure out whether a different compounding schedule is going to be better than a certain interest rate. But this kind of just says, okay, if you invest $100, how much do you have at the end of the year? So to find the annual percentage yield, just put in any amount that you want for your initial investment. I like to just put in $1 and see what your actual rate is. And if it's $1.09, then you just had a 9% increase, regardless of what your R value is. This is like, okay, whatever you compound it, how much money you have at the end of the year. So find the annual percentage yield for an investment that earns an interest rate of 6% compounded daily. So how much are we going to have at the end? If I invest $1 compounded daily, so that's going to be 0.06 over 365, and I want to invest it for 1 year, 365 times 1. So we take our interest rate, we say we're going to invest $1, we compound it 365 times per year, and we just put in 1 year for our time because we want to know how much you can have at the end of the year. So let's put that in parentheses 1 plus 0.06, 365, no, 365. I always say we should go 365.25 to account for leap year, but no, that's not. So $1, 6 cents, and 18/100ths of a cent. So the amount is going to be $1.618. So I didn't actually earn 6% for the year because I was compounding it. What did I actually earn? I actually earned, it looks like, 6.18% about. So that's your APY. That way, like if you do that, if you figure out the APY, then you can have another account that earns, let's say, I'm not going to do any examples, but this tells you what you actually earn. So I think what banks do whenever if you invest, I don't know, but maybe when they invest is they don't tell you all these elaborate schedules. They just tell you what the APY is, so you know what you're going to get per year. Okay. All right. That is it for section 4.1 and 4.2. Please come in if you have questions.